Right now, we are seeing some early Black Friday sales, and I always like looking at these in July because I do think they help us predict a little bit what Black Friday and Cyber Monday might look like in a couple of months. So I want to talk a little bit about what the current sales might kind of point to for us, and are there any things, and if there are, what you should maybe shop or stock up on right now. So I actually want to turn first to last year. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to make a comparison of what we saw last year at this time versus what we're seeing now on the site. So you'll see that last year it was 50% off cards, invitations, and business cards. This year, those items are at that 40% off mark. The highest amount in the recent sales, you'll notice, is 40%. So that 50%, like I said, is a very rare gem. If you see that on an item on Zazzle, be 100% confident that it's not going to go any deeper than that. For all the other items last year, they did have bigger deals. So most of the items that are on 40% right now are stationery related. There were quite a few gift items last year that were at 40% off. However, they were kind of on a shorter time frame, so they were daily deals. This obviously encourages you to come back each day to shop the different deals, the different days. They've changed that this year. There are lower percents off, but it's a little bit more consistent for the time frame. Probably depends on the type of shopper you are, if you're really there for the deep deals and committed to that, or if you'd like to have a little bit of time to shop and kind of get everything in one purchase. Obviously, that's easier for a lot of people, but that was a big difference this year. My thinking with this is we're not seeing those big deals. I would think we probably won't see a lot of huge deals on a lot of gift items after this until we get to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So there'll probably be a few things. There are kind of some rogue things here and there that come up with Halloween and a little bit of back to school with college, although we're already seeing some of those sales as well. But for the most part, this is going to be the biggest number of things that I think we're going to see on sale, other than any site-wide sales that might occur between now and then. So buy it now. There are a few things that I would recommend that you purchase now if you're ready to purchase them. I think for a lot of people who purchase holiday cards, waiting until Black Friday is way too late to order, have things made, shipped, write in them, address them, send them out. It's with tighter deadlines with mail service and things like that. I don't think that's terribly reliable. And I think a lot of people would be very nervous about things arriving on time. Other reasons I say this, so the folded holiday cards, their last big sale on Zazzle was in early April, and they were only 30% off. Right now, they're 40% off. And the flat and foil flat cards, it's been even longer since April that they've been marked anywhere near this amount off. So I would definitely say if you are ready, now's a great time to shop holiday cards. I do have a few holiday cards in my shop, and I'll include some links to my different products and collections in the description if you're interested in checking those out. Thank you cards. These you may be able to wait for if you don't really have any events that you can think of that are coming up, if you maybe are just getting some for perhaps mail carriers, service providers, people that you'll see closer to the holidays that you don't need to worry about having them shipped quite as early as that mass Christmas card or holiday card you may send out. But just so you have an awareness, their last big sale was in May, and they were also only 30% off. So they are definitely something that don't go on this deep of a 40% discount very often. The final thing I want to talk about is wall calendars. One is because it's obviously one of my focuses as a nature photographer. It's one of the biggest items in my store. And their last big sale was in February. It was also only 30% off. So this is a really good deal. You do traditionally see these offered at the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So if you're purchasing them for gifts for the holiday, I think you might see that price again. but I mention it now for two reasons. One, I know a lot of people like to get their 2026 calendar or their next year's calendar in advance so they can start to write down appointments and things like that as they schedule out dentist appointments. I know we were at the dentist yesterday and we've already scheduled into January. And also, when I was a teacher, I frequently would want a new calendar, and I would get a desk calendar or something like that that was actually the school year. So I liked those calendars that started in July or August. That's one of the things you may not know about Zazzle as a shopper, is that you can actually select when your calendar starts. So what your year looks like, if you're a teacher, especially if you're a parent with a busy schedule and lots of kids going every direction once fall hits, this might be a great time to get a calendar and to check those out. It's definitely a great deal on them. You might see them again around Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Probably depends on for whom you are purchasing a calendar and what your individual schedule looks like. Before I talk about any of the other items, I want to mention a popular American phrase, which is a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. This is always the conundrum of shopping online and being at the mercy of others and not being able to predict, obviously, the future. A bird in the hand, what are right now some good deals that are existing, and what do I want to maybe jump on now, and what maybe I could, maybe I could save even more, get even more birds if I wait a little bit longer. Let's talk about this one a little bit. So in terms of gifts, there are two big items right now that I would definitely think about heavily if you think you may purchase them in the next few months, and especially for holiday gifts. The first one is ties. At the beginning of last December, Cyber Monday, they were 40% off. After that, they have not been at a greater mark off. So the 30% they're at right now is a good deal. The accent pillows or toss pillows, their last big sale was in April. It was 30%. This may be the new highest percent we'll see for that individual item. That's kind of remaining to be seen. They were 40% off for one day last August, and that's why I mentioned that college maybe connection there, as well as one day last November. I believe that was during the Black Friday, Cyber Monday type time. These items, they're a little bit more costly, so obviously a 10% difference does make a difference, but with percents off being a little bit lower this year in the supposed early shopping, I feel like these are reliable. I think if you wait, I think they probably could be 30% off again toward that Black Friday, Cyber Monday time. But if you're somebody who likes to get things taken care of early, or if you have events taking place prior to that, I do think this is a good time to shop for those items. Zazzle did have one sale this year that I have not really seen before, and it was actually in June, and it was called the Stock Up and Save sale. I don't know if this is something new they're going to do periodically, but they had, depending on how many of an item you purchased, you got a select amount off, and obviously the more you purchased, the greater percent off that was. The highest amount was 35%, and some of these items that I have listed here were on that and included, and you could kind of mix and match, which is kind of that's really nice that you didn't have to necessarily buy like 3 accent pillows to get the deal. But because that was something I've never seen before, I have no idea if they're going to do it again soon, if they'll do it again ever. I don't know how it went. So I'm just kind of going on the more consistent things I've been able to see. But I did want to mention that is something I've seen. And if we start to see that more often, I'll probably have to do another update to this How to Save Money video. So the two in the bush items, I would say for sure for playing cards and ornaments, especially if you don't need them prior to Black Friday, I think these are items you could wait on, or they were on that list of things that consistently are on sale, on the biggest sales for the past several years for Zazzle at that time of year. The playing cards I feel like are probably not a real time sensitive issue. The ornaments might be if you have somebody with, perhaps, I know in our family we have somebody with a November birthday, we have somebody with an early December birthday, where the shipping, if I wanted to give that to them at that time so they could put it on their tree this year and enjoy it throughout the season as a birthday gift, maybe rather than the holidays, then I would want to order it now or the next time it hopefully goes off. These are items I think reasonably you could get possibly for 40% off in the future. But again, if you're making a purchase already and you're trying to get a lot of things done, the 30% off is still a good deal on these items. If you made it this far, I really want to thank you. I hope you'll consider subscribing. It tells me you like what I'm doing. It hopefully tells YouTube to share my content with more people, and it helps you relocate my channel in the future should you want to come back to this video or maybe check out some of my others. Take care, happy zazzling, and thanks again.